Hey, yo, this is Fonz
and Quan.
And welcome back to another show. Listen, if you're on social media, primarily Facebook, go search Back Porch Sports Podcast War Room, where we're always chopping it up. We got special things going on. And, you know, even if you're a Cowboy fan, or like my man, he's still a fan, we'll still welcome you in there, you know. Watch it.
Also, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment on our YouTube channel at Back Porch Sports Podcast. We're there every week, and we would love for y'all to be a part of it by dropping your comments. If you want to be notified of when that video drop, which is also weekly, hit that notification bell right over to the side. Mm-hmm. And anything else you want to add?
Man, I ain't got nothing else, man. Go on, kick that thing music. Welcome to the show, man. It's Super Bowl Sunday, bro.
Yeah, one last game, and it's all over with.
One more game. And y'all are in the Back Porch Sports Podcast with your man, Fonz.
And Quan.
All right. We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. We're at the end. This is it. The 49ers and the Chiefs that's coming on later on today, which is Super Bowl Sunday, of course. So we got a little pregame special that we're going to give y'all. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the business. So let's do a little background. Okay, so the betting odds, we're going to go there first. I know we're kind of going against the grain, but it's important to put out the betting odds. Right now, the 49ers are a 2-point favorite over the Chiefs. I don't know if that went up or down. It might go up or down before kickoff. We don't know.
Yikes.
Across the spread, let's talk about the spread a little bit. In the regular season, the 49ers were 9-8 against the spread, and they're 12-5 straight up. The Chiefs were 9-7-1 against the spread and 11-6 straight up. So I don't know what that will do for you betting people, but go ahead and get your bets in. And if you hit, let us know. Drop us a cash app. Hit us up on the cash app. Let's see. Total for the game, combined points scored. They're saying 47.5 combined points in this game. Don't know if that's going to be the case, but I will take the under myself if I were you. If you take the over, you brave. But yeah, that's that's the betting odds. So I'm gonna let you go ahead, bro, and go ahead and determine.
I figured, boy.
Yeah, I got to put. I'm good for it. I got to put you on spot. I got to put you on the spot. So go ahead and share your repertoire.
I got a lot to say, but not enough time to say it. But so my first point to briefly start this segment. Let me just say that I kind of like both teams to win this game, but I can no longer live being unsure. There's an underlying condition to this game. So let's jump right into the favorite. So this game, which is the 49ers, let's introduce the 49ers. First and foremost, they have been a pretty good team throughout this season and have been and will be battle tested against the Kansas City Chiefs in a Super Bowl match. This Kyle Shanahan team has been well balanced. The 49ers were third in rushing this season and managed to maintain fourth in the NFL in passing as well. Well, of course, that's regular season, so let's look at postseason. Postseason, they were number 6 out of 14 teams that made it into the playoffs in passing yards and fourth in rushing yards.
Right.
Out of the 14. So, in other words, all I'm saying is 49ers team can be explosive. They have the ability to run and pass the ball. A very well-balanced team with the necessary playmakers to make it look like a cakewalk at times. Let's discuss the defense throughout this year. It's a team that early on shook a lot of NFL teams this year, being led by the head honcho, Fred Warner, who played outstanding this season. So, speaking of Fred Warner, the 3-time All-Pro linebacker Fred Warner became the first player since 2000, and I can pretty sure Fonz can guess who that player was, but first player since 2000 to have at least 125 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 4 forced fumbles in a single season. While the 2022 NFL Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa, ranked in the top 3 of the league in quarterback hits with 35, quarterback pressures and 95 in 2023. As a team, San Fran led the NFL with 22 interceptions, produced 28 takeaways while generating a turnover on 15.5% of defensive possessions. We all know that Bosa is the game wrecker, whatever. With all that physicality of Nick Bosa and Fred Warner and company, this run defense hasn't always been its best. The regular season, 49ers finished third in scoring defense, allowing 17.5 points per game. This postseason, the 49ers have struggled against the Lions and Packers, 6.3 yards per rush versus the Lions, 4.9 yards per rush versus the Packers. So that is my introduction for the 49ers. Now, let's go. Appreciate it, man. I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more like you every day.
Hey, man, don't be like me. Be better, man. Be better than me.
Moving on to the defending champions. That is the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Kansas City has had some struggles with the offense throughout this entire year. From talks of the young wide receiver corps having a catching problem to them being in the playoffs and being able to overcome some early on critics. The combination of masterminds in Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid has brought success to this team for the last few years. This postseason, the Chiefs has been impressive, tweaking the run game to be more impactful handoff to handoff. It all starts with the play calls, of course, fewer run pass option, and more design runs that is more simpler for the offensive line to fire out and overpower someone.
Okay.
As we already know, Travis Kelce and rookie Rasheen and Pacheco are also key to their offensive spark. Defensively, the Kansas City Chiefs has the most of the time carried this team, the defense, that is, for the most part of the season, and they were second in points allowed, only giving up 7.3 points a game. With all that being said, I want to come to a conclusion with final picks and keys to victory. As much as I would like to go 49ers, I'm going to say the Chiefs will win this game. Before I go into any details, I would like to say that a win is significant for both teams. Like I said in the beginning, a win for Kansas will confirm as a dynasty. The list of teams to win 3 Super Bowls in 5 years isn't long in NFL history. You have the 70 Steelers, the mid-90 Cowboys, and the Brady-Belichick Pats that pulled it twice in different decades. A victory would put KC among the greatest 5-year runs in NFL history. A win for the 49ers would impact this team's story. Mr. Purdy will go from Mr. Irrelevant, a quarterback carried by his skilled players, to someone who beat the most talented quarterback ever in the Super Bowl. Again, I picked the Kansas City Chiefs to win, and here's why. Let's first discuss the experience of this team.
Pretty good there.
They have been in the last few Super Bowl matchups and has been the team to beat in the AFC. Mahomes is in the Super Bowl after having the worst statistical season of his career in many categories. The Chiefs were not leading leaders in points as usual. Instead, they finished 15th in scoring, 21.8 points a game. And they also lost more regular season games than any other season with Patrick Mahomes as quarterback.
Yes, they did.
With the expertise in winning and understanding how to win, they have overcome some challenges this postseason and having Mahomes play on the road for the first time in his career and still managed to win. As we know, the 49ers is favorites to win this game by 2. And to also mention, Mahomes is now 9-3 as an underdog, which is crazy, given that he was overlooked by Vegas versus the Bills and the Ravens this postseason.
Yeah, by slim margins.
And once again, are not favorites in the Super Bowl. So I expect KC to use this as motivation to go out and play with something to prove to the NFL to never count them out. Keys to a KC win. Defensively, the Kansas City Chiefs needs to be able to cover the middle of the field. This is something that Purdy excels in, with 56% of his passes are between the numbers. Third most among QBR, qualifying QBR. 14% are between the numbers or between the hashes. That's the most. Purdy is efficient and ranks first in QBR when thrown between numbers and second between hashes, which is behind Patrick Mahomes. While covering the middle of the field, KC needs to target Purdy's weaknesses, which is zone coverage. Purdy ranks 12th among QBR quarterbacks with a 61 QBR versus the zone. For his numbers, that's a weakness. Because against man coverage, his number shoots to 90.
Those physical receivers.
You're right.
And Christian McCaffrey. That does it.
Yeah. Well, for real though. Even though KC is pretty high in ranks playing man, they have to find a way to mix the two. I also believe that the KC blitz is important too. Even though the 49ers MVP finalist quarterback has been strong against the blitz all season, he threw 15 passing touchdowns to just 2 interceptions while throwing over 1,400 yards passing and for about 10.5 yards per pass attempt when blitzed this season. However, Purdy, under pressure, when the blitz gets home or otherwise, is a different story. He was pressured on 39, pretty much 40% of his dropbacks in the regular season, the 8th highest in the NFL under pressure. Purdy threw 7 interceptions in the regular season, tied for the 5th most in the NFL. Now, not only is the Steve Spagnuolo KC defense the best of the KC tenure, but it's the best defense of the 21st century, including postseason. They ranked 2nd in the league in scoring defense, 16.8 points per game, allowed, and 4th in total defense, and also 1st in sack rate.
Listen, you talking about 21st century now. We talking about the year 2000 and now.
According to CBS Sports, that's what I got.
Hold on.
I got.
If there's some barn burners come through there now, I'm just saying. We go ahead.
I couldn't believe it either. I thought about the Ravens. I thought about some other people. So
the Legion of Boom, the Daggone, Steelers.
This is including the postseason, though. Including the postseason. So.
That's again, deep. I gotta please send me that stat. I gotta look that up.
I got you. The best during KC's tenure. Meaningless to say, I know. Meaningless to say, this defense is playing at their all-time great level in company of some of the best defenses in recent memory. They have also allowed under 28 points in all 20 of their last games. So. That's a lot in NFL history, including postseason.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the offense. I believe it starts with Isaiah Pacheco. The run will be essential. The 49ers have been absolutely unpleasant versus run this postseason. They have the highest playoff rushing yards per game. They have also allowed a 90-yard rusher in consecutive games, despite going 49 games in a row without one. Including postseason games entering this playoffs. KC has to do a well job being accountable for Nick Bosa with different blocking schemes on both run and pass plays. Going back, I did some research about 2 years ago. KC played the 49ers in San Fran, week 7. Kansas City beat them 44-23. On critical downs, KC went after Bosa against his own aggressiveness, showing him, different handoff towards him. And then quickly Mahomes pulls it and passes to a flat for Jerick McKinnon. So Jerick McKinnon transitions a chop block that gives Bosa no time to make a play. They also did a lot of jet sweeps and screens his way outside of the red zone. On plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, 49ers on passing plays, 49ers will primarily play a 4-man rush and zone coverage behind it. This was once a problem for Kansas City early on when the pass catchers failed to run disciplined routes and sit between zone defenders correctly.
Right.
This issue has improved for Kansas City. Kansas City must run plenty of misdirections to attempt to open the middle of the field for the well-known Travis Kelce.
Of course.
The more motions and movement that you have at the line of scrimmage, Fred Warner and Greenlaw has to account for, the more likely it is for your receivers to find open space. So, my last and final point, I believe if they get Pacheco involved in the running game and be creative with motions during the pre-snap while utilizing Kelce as well as they do, because, Kelce can be on the inside, Kelce can be behind, Kelce be everywhere. I ain't going to lie to you.
He's a best all-around tight end.
As well as they do, to keep the 49ers front off balance and allow KC to continually move the sticks. Also, Marquise Valdez and rookie Rasheed Rice is a big component to winning this game as well. But I definitely got KC winning this game. I'm going to say 24-20.
Oh, okay. So that was a very thorough breakdown.
Appreciate it, boss.
You did good. You did good. I like that. Now, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to determine between the both teams who has the upper hand. So I'm going to start at the quarterback. Obviously, it's Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has been there before. Honestly, he could retire today or tomorrow or whenever, and he's in the Hall of Fame in the next 5 years. Let's talk about Purdy for a second, though. So I'm going to kind of piggyback off some stuff that you said. In 2023, he led the NFL in yards per pass attempt, passer rating, and EPA per play. During the postseason, however, his passer rating dipped to 87.7. Now, that's a little scary for me, but it gets better. This could be a redemption story for Purdy. He was the last pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant. This is his chance to become Super Bowl champion. He have a lot of titles. The only thing I'm a little afraid of is that the experience of Patrick Mahomes will come back to bite the 49ers. Like you said, Mahomes had a down year by his standards, but he proven to be a road warrior as well. So he really don't need Arrowhead to make a run. He needs the referees. But anyway, the other stat is Mahomes is 3-0 versus the 49ers in his career, including Super Bowl 55. So I'm gonna give the edge of the quarterback position. I'm gonna give it to Patrick Mahomes. Now here's where it gets funny. The running back position, obviously, is Christian McCaffrey, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Pacheco has been a breath of fresh air for the Chiefs, but C-Mac is different.
Oh yeah, completely.
He's a factor in both the run and pass game. Led the NFL in touches with 339, scrimmage yards with 2,023. That's weird. And scrimmage touchdowns for 21. This postseason, he has 4 touchdowns, averaging 5.1 yards a carry. So that'll be big for the 49ers. McCaffrey's the central piece of Kyle Shanahan's system. Let's talk about Kyle Shanahan. No, I ain't gonna get there yet. I'm getting ahead of myself because it's gonna be funny. But the guy that people sleep on is Kyle Juszczyk. That's something I will look out for. But I will give the edge in running back to the 49ers. Wide receivers, again, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. I will take them over anybody on the Chiefs squad right now. And y'all can quote me on that one. Y'all can come back to this. The 49ers' third option, Jaquan Jennings, is a third down threat, and he can run block. So that bodes well for the 49ers run game. The one that everybody is sleeping on. I know we got Travis Kelce, but nobody talks about George Kittle. Nobody brings up George Kittle, man. Look, listen. George Kittle, for some reason, he doesn't get the credit that a Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce get, but George Kittle is up there. And if he can find that hole in the middle of that defense, that's a big 36-yard game right there.
I think the injuries kind of had him fade away. I mean, I like George Kittle.
Same.
He's a real physical type tight end. But I think when he started suffering all those injuries, they kind of put him on the back burner. But he's definitely like top 5.
He's top 5. Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
No Kansas City pass catcher topped 1,000 yards in 2023. Like you said, Kansas City led the league in drops. Even Travis Kelce looked rusty early on in the season. It was a lot of speculation that this could be his last season, which I don't see that happening.
No.
But they came up clutch in the playoffs. I got to give it to him, especially Travis Kelce, especially what's his name, Marquise Valdez-Scantling. He came up clutch, even though he was absent for an entire game up until like 2 minutes left. So it's never over when it's over, But yeah. Which brings me to the point, an X factor for Kansas City would be that Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He was brought in as a vertical deep threat after Kansas City traded away Tyreek Hill. Valdez-Scantling has had his least productive season this year, though. He did make a 32-yard dive and grab to seal the AFC Championship game. Blase. This team might need a little bit more than 32 yards come Sunday. And Super Bowl 55, Hill hauled a 44-yard reception on third down with KC down by 10. That was the infamous down by 10 at the half in the fourth quarter game. That was the spark the team needed at the time. Now, MVS is no Tyreek Hill. No. But he is one of the few deep options that Kansas City got. Like I said, going back to tight end, I'm going to say both teams had the advantage. So that's a draw right there. We ain't got to get into George Kittle and Travis Kelce. We all know their resume.
Oh, no.
This what scares me, though, for Kansas City, the offensive line. Now, originally, I had the Chiefs with the advantage. That's because at the time of preparing what I was going to say, I did not know the status of Joe Thuney.
Right.
According to
I've seen that
reports, Joe Thuney will be out of this game with a pectoral muscle.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but it seems like every time KC, when they played the Bucks, they had offensive line trouble, and now they back.
Yeah, they back. They do. I mean, we saw what happened. I mean, honestly, the Tampa Bay didn't really stop Patrick Mahomes. They just slowed him down just enough.
Right.
And of course, it all goes back to having Tom Brady on your side of the field and have seen everything since the dawning of time. So that's not even this Super Bowl.
No, thank you.
So my whole notes got screwed up with the O-line, so I'm going to just by default give the O-line advantage to the 49ers, all because they're not – the Chiefs got a lot of injuries going on over there. And we all, like we said, we all saw what happened last time. D-line, I got to give advantage 49ers.
Oh, man.
Granted, Chiefs got a strong defensive line with Chris Jones, George Karlaftis, among others. But they don't have anything like a Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, or Javon Hargrave. And they can wreck a game any moment. Chase Young, I'm not going to put him on that list because as we've seen in a few games, he did not play up to what he's supposed to play.
He got it. It's going to take time for him to catch up to speed because unlike the situation he had in Washington, he's not the star. He's not the star, the main focus of that defensive line.
No, he's not.
He's really there to help Nick Bosa out.
If you really think about it, technically he'll back up at this point. Which is crazy, but he's really not living up to what the 49ers was getting. But like you said, maybe it takes time for him to get himself together.
He got to catch up to speed to that because it's a lot.
He got to catch up to speed today.
Yeah,
he got to catch up today. And then you still got players like Randy Gregory, Kevin Givens, and Javon Kinlaw. That's advantage 49ers for the D line. Linebackers, same thing. Advantage 49ers. You got Fred Warner, Greenlaw. Kansas City got some linebackers with Nick Bolton, Willie Gay Jr., Drew Tranquil, and Leo Chenal, whatever his name is. But I think I'm going to roll with Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw on this one. I mean, it's really, that part was really pick your poison, but honestly, Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw were the second best linebacker duo in the NFL in 2023. We all know who was first. Defensive backs, I got to go advantage Chiefs, but that struggle with this one. It's going to come down to Tre'Davious Ward. Can he man up on a Deebo Samuel?
Good luck.
L'Jarius Sneed, can he man up on a Brandon Ayuk? Trent McDuffie, what can you do? Justin Reed, what can you do? Y'all did great.
And all of them ballers.
In the postseason.
I'm about to say, and all of them ball too.
All of them ballers, but this is different. This is probably, arguably, the best receiver core you're going to face this entire year. So I'm giving y'all the advantage. Just because of what I've seen you do in the postseason thus far, I'm giving you the advantage. And y'all have the ability to create turnovers as well. Special teams, of course, I'm going to give Kansas City the edge in that as well. I'm impressed by Harris and Buckner. And Jake Moody and Tommy Townsend, they finished the season less than a yard behind Mitch Wishnowski in punt average. So Kansas City has the ability to put you inside your own 20.
Right.
So I'm going to give them that advantage. They've done it more often than not. So my pick. You pick the Chiefs. I am not going to pick the Chiefs, and I'm going to let y'all know why. I got the 49ers winning this game. The key to the 49ers winning is establish, maintain, punish with the run game. You got the tools.
Nope. Yeah, plenty.
You got the tools. Your defense, play lights out. Play like your hair on fire. Passing game. This is the type of game where you don't need to go crazy in the passing game, because if you run a balanced attack against the Chiefs, you can win this game. Now, if you get in the deficit, this is what I seen. The 49ers were down 27-7 to the Detroit Lions. They came back, scratching and clawing. That impressed me the most. That was the most impressive game in the playoffs, in my opinion, was the NFC Championship game. And of course, you got to create you got to get those turnovers. You got to put him in spots where you can make them turn the ball over. The 49ers are not going to do what Baltimore did and abandon the run game. They're not going to do it. You got Christian McCaffrey. Unless he on one leg, that's what you got.
Still might run.
And he still might drag that one leg down the field with him. I mean, like I alluded to, you saw it in the NFC Championship game. They was down 27-7, and they continued to run the ball. They continued to run. They did not get away from who they were. To me, in my opinion, Kansas City is suspect in the run defense. Passing defense, they're good. Run defense, not too much. I don't see them locking up Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and George Kittle all game. I don't see them doing that. They got ballers, don't get me wrong, but I don't see them locking them boys. Somebody gonna get loose. Somebody fitting to get loose. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you got Christian McCaffrey and Kyle Juszczyk, who I alluded to earlier. They can provide support in that pass game as well. So not only do you have 3 weapons that you got to contend with, you got an extra 2 more that you got to deal with. Aside from that, Kansas City only scored 17 points in the AFC Championship game. That's because the Baltimore Ravens defense prevented them from score. They only scored 17 points. Wouldn't have you ever seen a Kansas City team score just 17 points? It's unheard of. All the 49ers got to do is do what we did. That's it. That's all. And the thing is, don't make that adjustment after halftime where you're scratching and clawing. Go ahead and do that. But yeah, they was not able to score with the ball. They had the ball a lot, but they could not move the ball. But yeah, because of all that, Kansas City defense is good. They was top of the league in a few statistical categories, but the 49ers defense got some rough riders too. So I got the 49ers winning by the score 35-20.
15. Good God.
Yes, it's going to be a 15-point game.
Golly.
Yes, sir.
So I got
go ahead.
Go ahead. I just got a question for you. Mm-hmm. Do you feel comfortable with the 49ers if they do get in a deficit against the Kansas City Chiefs?
But here's the thing. We've seen the Kansas City Chiefs, like you said, they held people to under 24 points?
Yeah, I think I said 20.
But I have yet to see that offense score over 40 this year.
But do you feel comfortable with the 49ers? Like, say they had the Lions had them by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Do you feel like they can dig that stuff out? The reason why I'm asking, because I feel like Patrick Mahomes is a great game manager.
He's a great game manager, but we've seen we've seen him manage the game well, right. But we've also seen him under duress. Mm-hmm. And I think the 49ers have that right mix to keep him under duress for the entire game, just like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did. Now, the question you said was, do I feel comfortable with the 49ers if they're in a deficit? I do feel comfortable with them because they got the weapons to pull themselves out of that deficit. Now, granted, the Detroit Lions shot their own self in the foot because they could have won. Those 6 points matter. If you look at this final score, those 6 points matter now. Mm-hmm. But do I see Kyle Shanahan losing another Super Bowl? It's too much. It's too much at stake. It's too much at stake. That I feel like the sense of urgency is with the 49ers. To me, the Chiefs automatically know they're going to get there. By hook or by crook, they're going to get there. Regardless of what you place in front of them, they're going to get there. The 49ers, to me, got a sense of urgency. This is a franchise they won a Super Bowl in 30 years.
Sound like the Lions.
I mean, and the crazy part is, now, here's the thing. They've been to the Super Bowl a few times. This is what, their third since 2012 that they've gone to. So they can get there. And honestly, it could have been 4 times if it wasn't for the Legion of Boom really taking off. So if I'm looking at the 49ers in the totality, they lost to them one time. They had a lead one time in the Super Bowl. I don't see that happening again. I see them closing the door this time. It's like you get second. It's very rare you get a second chance at something of this magnitude. I don't see them squandering it. I don't see them squandering. And like you've seen, those drops by the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to think about it. That's the biggest stage in sports. The lights might be too bright for them boys. Because while Patrick Mahomes and while Travis Kelce got the experience, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, what the last time he was in the Super Bowl?
I don't think he ever been.
Rasheed Rice, he a rookie. He ain't never been no Super Bowl. Isaiah Pacheco, he ain't never been no Super Bowl. So you got to think about it. It's the moment. And but now there's a lot of players on that 49er squad that ain't been either, but it's still some. So it's dicey. Don't get me wrong, it's dicey. But to me, as somebody who wants to see the success story, I want to see the 49ers win, just so Kyle Shanahan can get that stench of 28-3 off his back, just so Kyle Shanahan can get that stench of having a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter in the Super Bowl, get that stench off. I mean, Kyle Shanahan lost a lot of big games. We know that. Yeah. we know that. But I think this is both
of them really got something to prove, really, honestly.
Yeah. If Kansas City gets complacent, they in trouble.
Yeah.
They in trouble. And it's crazy.
I like the
it's gonna be a barn burner, and it's crazy because I put a poll in the Back Porch Sports Podcast War Room. So if you're not in there, go ahead and get in there. It's overwhelmingly so that everybody picking the 49ers. I think it's just Chiefs fatigue at this point. I think everybody. It was like that with New England.
Yeah,
it was like that with New England. But it's gonna be a good game.
I can't do it. I fell for it with the AFC Championship game. I mean, they're just gonna have to lose. But what I respect about Kansas is the chip that they play. It's like they use that doubtfulness of, I mean, it's not just us. I mean, it's not just the polls and Back Porch Sports. It's Vegas. It's the media. It's everyone is against the squad, man, and they typically rise to the occasion. But I really like this matchup a lot. Like I mentioned when I had my take on it, as much as I want 49ers to win, and I really want them to win because I feel like Christian McCaffrey deserves it. He balled out all season long. He made me think that, well, if he didn't get injured, if he didn't suffer so many injuries early on, because it's been the Christian McCaffrey we've been seeing for the last few years, like this guy showed that he's still him.
Yeah, I mean, he's still that dude, man.
So big ups to him. I respect the defense and everything, but I just hope that if they're gonna win, they need to go in there and win because it's a warrior. It's on the other side, and he's not just gonna give you this win. And so it's gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be a good game.
I think what's gonna happen, the tone of the Super Bowl is gonna be set in the first half.
I think so too. I was thinking that too.
We're gonna see like whoever get the 14 points first gonna win this game.
Somebody got this. whoever can start off the fastest and go ahead and put that score on the board.
That's what I'm saying. Whoever can start the fastest, and the minimum is 14. Whoever can get to 14 first, they're going to be Super Bowl champions.
Because the simple fact is, the great thing about this, we won't have any excuses because weather is not going to be a factor in this game. We're going to be playing inside. So this is really just man versus man, team versus team. But it's just I really like it. Not just for the players, but for the coaches. You got Andy Reid versus Kyle Shanahan. You got two of the greatest offensive-minded coaches to probably ever touch NFL sideline. So it's crazy.
It's crazy because Kyle Shanahan come from a line of coach. His daddy was a coach.
Right, exactly.
The coach of the Broncos back in the day. They went back to back and won both of them. That was for Terrell Davis and the Shannon Sharp and the John Elway. So, I mean, it's like I said, the game is gonna be good. The game is gonna be really good.
At least that's what we think.
At least that's what we think. Somebody can put 100 points up there. Like, all right, I'm turning off this man. I mean, I might come. I know I'm gonna come back for the halftime show. This is a halftime show that I've been wanting to see since the Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre halftime show. But let's switch gears for a second. Let's drop some news on y'all right now. I know we're let's start with the Lakers. They did something the other day. They unveiled the first of 3 statues for Kobe Bryant. They're honoring Kobe Bryant outside their arena. It's a 19-foot, 4,000-pound statue that depicts Bryant in his white number 8 jersey, the number he wore for the first half of his 20-year career, with his right index finger raised as he walked off the court following his 81-point performance in 2006. So they're commemorating his 81-point game that he had, which is, I feel like is dope. This is, like I said, it's the first of 3. So the next one is going to be where Kobe was in his number 24, and the third will feature his daughter, and I really feel like that's gonna be dope.
Yeah, that's dope. That is dope. Yep.
Now here's the thing: the statues is going to be on a triangle base, so it's a nod to Tex Winter and Phil Jackson's offense, which is dope too. And it's surrounded by 5 championship trophies. And etched in it's gonna be Kobe Bean Bryant, Black Mamba, and along with his career accolades. So, that is going to be crazy. If I wasn't so scared of flying, I would go to LA and look at that. I ain't gonna front. In MLB news, the Blue Jays announced Friday they're going to sign the Cuban right-hander Rodriguez to a 5-year, $32 million contract.
Yeah, really.
And also the Dodgers are bringing back their franchise ace Clayton Kershaw. And the deal was made official on February 8th. Mm-hmm. So that is going to be big for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a winning organization. I think they're the most recent World Series champion. I need to check my stats on that one, but yeah. All right, let's go to NFL news. Now, Zay Flowers, he was being investigated by the Baltimore County Police for domestic violence. However,
I'll tell you, boy, y'all always got some people.
No, I'm glad you said that because I'm about to blow all that out the water. However, the thing is, it's so many words. It wasn't him.
That's what Shaggy said.
911 uses geolocation, where when they call you, they know exactly where you are, and that's for safety reasons, so the ambulance can get to you. The call in question came from the house next to his house. And so Baltimore County Police is saying that if things that are implicating him in domestic violence, if he's supposed to be a suspect currently right now, that is ideally false. And that report came out this morning. So, hey, I'm not here to call guilt or innocence. That ain't my job. But we got to see. We gonna keep watch on this one. I know I'm gonna keep watch on them because first time in forever we get a receiver. And anyway, but and of course NBA news. Steph Curry out there dropping dimes on people. But that's nothing new.
11 3-pointers.
11 3-point. This dude is an assassin from the 3-point line. I don't get it. He scored a game. He had a game high 42 points as the Warriors beat up on the Pacers 131-109. That game was not as close as that score indicated. And but here's the kicker though. This is their first 3-game win streak since December.
Oh yeah, the Warriors definitely been struggling this year, but man, Curry is just Curry. He's different.
Hall of Famer?
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a good show, bro. So we got the Super Bowl pregame show live on everywhere we put it at. Mm-hmm. And let us know in the comments when you think we're gonna win the Super Bowl, man. Like that's like we said, that's gonna be a bar burner, bro. All right, so before we head on out of here, we got a special announcement. So y'all watch this here. What is going on, sports fans? You already know where you at, and you know who I am. So we gonna go cut right to the chase, man. Listen, this podcast right here, man, let me tell y'all something. We work hard. God knows we do. And we work hard to give y'all those fresh takes and that content. What you think, bro?
And we do this every week, and we give our opinions or facts about certain topics every other week or every week.
Whichever we choose.
Whatever we choose. But, so to celebrate this great family that we've built over the last 3 years going on, we got something special for the verified 100 subscribers.
Oh, yes, the verified 100th subscriber. If we find out you are that person, man or woman, this is what you receive. Fellas, let me get a drum roll. Thank you.
The lucky subscriber will walk away with either a cash out prize or a gift card.
Oh.
That we will give to the verified 100 subscriber is a way of us saying thank you to y'all for watching and being a part of this family, man. It's been a journey.
Yes, it's been a real journey. So check this out. If you have not subscribed, if you're watching this video, looking at this live stream, or even listening, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do that now. And we see the one, because we can find this stuff, because a lot of y'all watching ain't subscribing. I checked the analytics and stuff. Y'all ain't doing what y'all supposed to do, but that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. So you get that 100 spot, I guarantee you we're going to contact you and we're going to make sure we hook you up real nice. Valentine's Day coming up. So
I mean, I'm just saying.
You don't want to sleep in the doghouse? Subscribe to our channel.
So in that regard, stay tuned for more exciting content, engaging discussion, and of course your chance to win this prize. Back Porch Sports Podcast, where talk meets the fun. So subscribe now, and you can be that lucky winner.
Exactly. So y'all heard the man. Do what y'all got to do. Smash that like button and also smash that subscribe button and that notification button so you can be aware when we on the air. So peace out. Yep, y'all heard us. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Hit the notification button so y'all can be aware of when we post our videos and go live like we're going here. Just a quick recap, man. That's gonna be a good game, like we said. That's gonna be good. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with us, bro. Also, if you are watching, if you're on Facebook, Instagram, and all that, look us up, man, and follow us so y'all can be in tune to what we got going on, man. So, you got anything you want to add that, brother?
Not at all, bro.
All right, man. So remember, after the game, we are going live once again to recap everything that transpired. So we're going to find out who was right and who was wrong. So check us out after the game, man. So that is the Back Porch Sports Podcast with your man Fonz
and Quan.
And we out.